Hello, Carolin Wielpütz. How are you? Welcome to Lisbon and to Operalia, and tell us a little bit about your work as director of the artistic administration for the opera at Bonn, please.
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for meeting me in this beautiful city. As a director of artistic administration, I am in charge of a couple of different fields. Especially my specialty is casting. I am selecting the singers that are actually going to appear on stage. I am in touch with all the agents and establish all the contracts with all the artistic personnel that you will finally see on stage then in Bonn. Apart from that, I'm also responsible for the planning. So I plan all the rehearsal on all the rehearsal stages, all performances, and it's quite a complicated system in Germany because we're a repertoire house, so you have to take everything into consideration, availability of orchestra, technical issues that come into it. And we also are establishing quite a few international cooperations with other opera houses in Europe, but also worldwide. And I'm basically talking to all our partners and discussing, contracts and all issues connected to that. So it's a very complex and very exciting job.
Lots of responsibility. And here in Operalia, you're one of the members of the jury. And is this your first time as a member of the jury in Operalia?
It's actually my second year. I was honored to be part of the jury last year as well, where we were in Astana, Kazakhstan, also a very exotic place. And I'm very thrilled and happy to be back in Lisbon, Portugal.
Do you notice any difference from last year, or what can you say about all these contests and competition?
Well, as last year, we have a lot of very talented and super interesting singers on the competition. Of course, there are differences, but I couldn't say, one year is stronger than the others. It's all individuals, all different people, and it's always nice. I mean, we have two singers from Portugal as well who applied as well, and one of them, one tenor, actually made it to the next round. Of course, this always adds up to getting to know, the scene and the singer of the particular country as well. And that happened in Kazakhstan as well. Singers that we would probably not have gotten to know, we met there. So it's the same here, and it's always very exciting.
And related to your job, what are you looking also here as a member of the jury in Operalia? Are you fishing for new talents to take to Bonn?
Of course we are. Actually, at the Opera of Bonn, we are not a big opera house. It's more a medium-scaled opera house compared to German standards. And we're working together with a lot of young singers. We are a repertoire house. We have an ensemble of 15 people in the ensemble that are working on a contract, all-year contract in Germany, in Bonn. So actually for us it's extremely interesting because we get to know so many different singers also outside of Germany. We're lucky we have a lot of universities, a lot of opera houses, but this is a great chance and opportunity to get them maybe earlier than other houses to employ them in Bonn.
Germany is a country where opera has a really big weight in the musical scene. And when you talk about being a repertoire theater, by opposition to opera houses that invite new productions, so the repertoire, can you explain it a little bit more of this repertoire mindset?
Actually, there are two systems that you can distinguish. It's the repertoire system and it's the stagione system. It actually means that in a repertoire house, we do not only have one production that is playing for a couple of weeks and then the next one is coming in, but we have about 3 to 5 different productions per week that we can offer to our audience. So this is a wide variety and a wide range, and the German public is very used to that kind of system. They go to the opera or the theater in general quite a few times, at least once a month. Not everybody, but it's a tradition, and that's why the repertoire system is working so well for us. So it's not necessarily the productions, guest productions, but it's more the way you plan the productions and the performances within a month. Whereas in stagione, which you would find in Italy or in France, you would have one production back to back and then change to the next one. And it also has to do with the fact how your opera house is structured. Do you have enough space to have that many productions in-house, or is it a smaller house where you can only have 1 or 2? But we're lucky to have at most 5 productions at the same time to offer.
It's a bit like Western and Eastern Europe, or South Europe and Northern Europe, kind of different systems. I think in Czech Republic is also a repertoire. And if you could think about a repertoire, and with the people you have heard here, which production would you do like being like crazy?
Well, you know, those talented singers are at the beginning of their career, and you have to be very careful what roles you actually give them. So a Wagner or Strauss opera would probably not be appropriate. They're very, you know, have young jewels or fresh jewels. So repertoire like Rossini or Mozart would be very good, like a Così fan tutte you can cast straight away from the contestants that you have here. Basically any kind of Mozart opera, Don Giovanni, that I can think of. So it would be a Mozart, I think, definitely.
Okay, thank you very much, Carolin Wielpütz.
Thank you.